Hi everybody, today I'd like to talk about something we'll all encounter as concealed pistol license holders. That is, if you are a concealed pistol license holder, your first traffic stop by a law enforcement officer. Mine happened about 2 or 3 months ago. I was pulling out of my subdivision onto a main road and I approached the first intersection which had a light. It was a red light and I stopped. I noticed up ahead there was considerable traffic, so I said to myself, well, I'm going to have to find a different route. So I looked through both sides of the intersection. It was clear and I proceeded. And about a block and a half down the road, I see flashing lights in my rearview mirror. I'm thinking to myself, goodness gracious, what did I do? I really didn't know what I did. So I pull over, and then the second thought came to my head. This is the first time I've ever been pulled over while having a loaded firearm in my car. And I got to admit, I was a bit nervous about it. I've never been pulled over while I had my firearm on me and didn't know how the officer would respond. So I got out my driver's license and my CPL, we call them concealed pistol licenses up here in the great state of Michigan, and had my hands on top of the steering wheel. The officer approached my window and I handed the driver's license and CPL and told the officer I have a firearm underneath my steering wheel in this car and I have a CPL for it. I handed him that information and the officer told me, I really appreciate you telling me that. Thank you so much. I'm going to go back to my car and I'm going to run a background check on you. And I go, wow, that's interesting. But the question I forgot to ask is, what did I do? I had no idea what I did wrong. So anyhow, I'm sitting in the car for about 5 minutes and wondering, wow, what is he going to find? Is he going to come back, handcuff me, pistol whip me? I'm just kidding, of course. So the officer comes back in about 5 minutes, and first thing I asked him as he approaches, I said, officer, what did I do wrong? And he says, well, you turned right on a no right turn on red sign. And I'll be quite honest, I had no idea that sign was there, didn't even pay attention. So having said that, he handed me back my license and CPL and said, your background is clear, you can go. And I thanked him. I said, thank you very much, officer, I appreciate that. And then he hesitated a little bit, and then he asked this question. And I found this question very fascinating. He said, is the handgun secure in your car? Now, I watched the Tennessee Outdoors video where a similar question was asked of him after he was told he was free to go. And I told the officer, yes, the handgun is secure. It's in a concealed carry holster underneath my steering wheel. And he took a quick peek. He didn't stick his head in my window, but he looked at it from outside. And he asked me, did you make that? And I says, no, I bought this online. I told him the name of the company. I said, this is a great way to carry. And I'm sure some of you are going to say, well, why are you going and divulging all this information to the officer who's pulling you over? And that's one of the reasons I made this video. I'd like to get your guys' comments out there. Should I have kept my mouth shut and just left the scene? But he looked at it. He seemed genuinely interested. Maybe it was for his own use, or maybe he was just questioning further. But anyhow, my first interaction with law enforcement was very positive. I was very polite and professional with the officer, and he was with me as well. And this officer was a county sheriff. He wasn't my local police officer or a state police officer. But anyhow, I'd like to get your guys' thoughts, get your opinions, any comments. If you've had a traffic stop while you're carrying, please feel free to briefly describe that experience with me. And as always, like, subscribe, and comment. And also, I want to let you know I am running a contest, and please feel free to enter into that contest. I'm giving away some items for people that watch, subscribe, and like my videos. Anyhow, having said that, thanks again for watching, and God bless America.